What's one of life's biggest traps that people fall into? Just because you have spare money at the end of the month doesn't mean you need to spend it. Waiting too long for perfect, like the perfect soulmate, house, job, etc., and then letting too many good opportunities pass by. Sunk cost fallacy. Doing nothing because of fear of rejection. Never letting go of the past, that can kill you, I swear. Not knowing how to use credit cards right. Edit, didn't know this was gonna go crazy. I do have a YouTube video on how they can help and hurt you. https://youtube.bko4edu. Bye, JC. Lifestyle creep, feeling the need to upgrade cars, houses, jewelry, etc. to keep up with your peers. Thinking that you're running out of time to do something because someone else has done it already. Letting other people define success for them rather than defining it for themselves. Marrying or living with or otherwise committing to someone who is mean to you and doesn't treat you well. You gotta be your own advocate. If you think other people will fix the problems you have, you're gonna have a bad time. Putting things off. We could do it more as kids because someone was there to pick up the slack, or stay on top of you to get something done. But as an adult, the consequences of waiting on stuff slaps you hard. Spending more because you're earning more. Thinking too much of what others think of them or how they are perceived. I think this goes along with self-esteem, but I started feeling a lot better about myself when I let go of the fear of judgment. Caring what others think. You should to some extent, but doing it too much just destroys your self-worth and turns you into someone you are not. Cats showing their belly. Working a job you hate because it pays well but you're miserable. Debt. Regret. Fear. Picture this, your manager pulls you aside and asks you to do a little extra work, you want to move up in the company, you like your job, you say yes, your manager says, "Thank you do much for doing this. I see great things in your future, keep up the good work, we're watching and we don't know what we'd do without you." Next week, your manager pulls you aside and asks you to do a little extra work, you want to move up in the company, you like your job, you say yes, your manager says, "Thank you do much for doing this. I see great things in your future, keep up the good work, we're watching and we don't know what we'd do without you." Next week, your manager pulls you aside and asks you to do even more extra work, you want to move up in the company, you like your job, you say yes, your manager says, "Thank you do much for doing this. I see great things in your future, keep up the good work, we're watching and we don't know what we'd do without you." You keep doing all this extra work and taking on all these extra responsibilities that they'd normally have a supervisor or manager do, but you're doing all this extra work at your base pay, which to them is for free. Please realize they have no intention of promoting you if you're doing a ton of extra work for them and they aren't compensating you for it. Having kids because society said they should. Nothing against kids, parents, etc., but the pressure to have kids is immense from family and or religion in most areas/cultures. More often couples have to explain why they chose not to, or couldn't have. Multi-level marketing. Someone got me to go to a seminar and the rhetoric was what a lot of people want to hear about themselves for validation. One of the biggest traps in life is not picking yourself up after a failure. Letting yourself go and sinking to the bottom. Depression will sink in and you'll start to lose everything. Extremely heartbreaking when you see someone you loved through this. They will stop caring and become suicidal, because they feel there is nothing left to live for. When in reality they still are alive and that's all that matters. The world isn't better with less people, it's better with people who adjust and live for the better. Heart. Procrastination. Always staying in your comfort zone. Having an elaborate expensive wedding that does nothing but stress everyone out and bankrupt you. Procrastinating. Entrusting yourself to short-term benefits whilst shunning long-term goals will only serve to aid your downfall. The consequences to your actions can't be avoided forever. Toxic relationships. People do them to try and fix people, but they just end up getting themselves hurt. Getting married, having kids because they think they have to, not because they actually want to. Alcoholism and drug abuse. Eventually getting high stops being fun, but you can't stop because your body is physically dependent on it. It sucks. Payday loans. Imposter syndrome. The cure is eventually realizing no one has a clue. Staying in unhealthy relationships because I've put 10 years into this. I beg of you, know your worth, my loves. Spiraling credit card debt. Simply graduating from college will guarantee you a nice paying comfy job. Having children if you don't want them. Never let your family or partner talk you into having them if you know it's not for you. Comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. Thinking HR is on their side. Low self-esteem. Addiction. Codependency. Dependency. Ignorance. My grandfather only ever gave me one piece of advice, God rest his soul. There are 3 things in life that can ruin you. 1. Drugs, don't do drugs. 2. Don't gamble. And 3. A good woman is very important. A bad one can ruin your life forever. All I can say is too true. By far the biggest, living in a complacent existence because it is rooted in a fear with something based around your self-esteem, change. Open-mindedness and forcing actions, even minor such as taking a trip to a library, cooking a meal you haven't tried, or major like applying to a new job or trying to a new hobby involving other new people, are the method to staying youthful and most importantly, soulful. Complacency eventually hits a floor that isn't pleasant to yourself or others around you because you don't have much new insight, merit, or bright energy to offer. May sound general, but ask yourself, when was the last time you tried something for the first time? A food, a place, a book, a trip. Less complacency equals more soul. That giant box propped up by a stick. It's got a pizza under it and, while the pizza is good, it is frustrating being under the box when the stuff falls down. Thinking life is fair. Fear of missing out, FOMO. Fear of not measuring up. Bringing on self-decay due to comparing oneself to others. Believing that what people show you of themselves is true. It's rarely ever even close. Thinking your education was complete in HS or college. Failing to understand that your darkest secret, the one that holds you hostage, with shame, is the same thing everyone else struggles with. That which is most personal is most universal. Listening too much to others and not enough to yourself. Remember that you're the one that has to live with you and your choices. Make sure you're happy with them, ETA to fix typo. Being too philosophical. If you keep being like, what's the point of life? Why doing this? Etc. It can really be depressing overall. Yeah, life sucks sometimes. And then what? Well then, nothing change, so don't think about it too much. What I mean is getting over all of that is an important starting point. What is done is done. You may have made some mistakes, yeah, and then what? Bro, just live your present life. Addiction. Obsession with physical appearance. This has plagued my life and I've never felt satisfied with how I look. Be kind to yourself and others. Drugs. Can't believe I haven't seen this yet. Getting involved in a land war in Asia or going up against a Sicilian when death is on the line. In my humble, honest opinion, believing that life ends when you're 20, 30, 40 and you can't do anything but settle into family life ASAP. Internal thought. Modern life for Americans at least is about maximizing efficiency and never taking a day off or time to rest. Sure, this is fine if you're working towards something meaningful that enriches your life and others around you, but the issue is it's not for other people, it's not for progressiveness, it's for ourselves. Hate to use the S word, but society really does lead us into this pipeline of achieving vague concepts like money or success. During all this time, life is passing by right in front of people's eyes. You don't have to be a hippie or Anprim or go on a spiritual journey, but people need to get out of their own heads, self-actualize and realize they exist in this world, cause a lot of people only experience life those 2 weeks out of the year on their annual vacation and it's heartbreaking. Relying on others for your own happiness. Codependence. Sunk cost fallacy. Stop staying in situations that make you unhappy. Leave. Free yourself. Social protocol. Not thinking through marrying/having kids because people just assume it's all fun and games. Believing that material things will make you happy. Having kids. Staying with a job that pays just good enough for security, but not to really do much else in life. I'll do it later. No, you won't. If you let little chores pile up, then you just see a big clutter and get tired. What you need to get in the habit of doing is, if you see something you can do quickly, do it right then. 3 dishes in the sink? Wash them. A couple loose items on the floor? Put them away. See some dirt on the kitchen floor? Sweep it real quick. There will still be big chores you have to do on scheduled time, like laundry, bathroom cleaning, etc., but by taking care of the little things right when you see them, it makes the cleaning days that much less daunting. Buying Apple products. Alcoholism. F that shit. Believing mainstream ideas without questioning them, trying to annihilate them further, or improve upon them. That when one door closes another opens. I hate that statement so much. Or God has a plan. People get so obsessed with these statements that they don't put forth effort to fix their situation because God will handle it. Being overly optimistic. There were so many people in my psychology class that thought they'd live to be 100 and never get divorced. I enjoy life, but life isn't easy. It's often messy and disappointing, and you also need to be prepared for that. Caring what people think. Only people you need to remotely care about are your coworkers and your boss, and even that's dependent on your financial situation. The school system. It suppresses independent thinking, and it's not teaching you how to be an entrepreneur, it's teaching you how to be a worker for someone else. Blaming everyone else for your problems. Religion. Unfortunately, most people can't do much about it since they're indoctrinated at an early age. It's also hard to get out of when everyone you love follows the same religion and/or your community is heavily based around it. Marriage. Trust. Whether if it's family, your best friend, etc., you never really know what someone's true intentions are until it's too late. Thinking life will magically work out. The trap of having to complete things based on societal pressure. Like marriage, buying a house, having kids, etc., all by a certain time. It's all bullshit, and I wish people would realize they can do things in their own time or not at all, and that's perfectly okay. Not being taught that it's okay to be wrong or mess up. Assuming people on the internet know what they are talking about. That you have to impress others to feel good. The most common one that I've heard is people who got married and started a family at a young age. Sounds like so many people buy into that lifestyle and then regret it later because they didn't get to do/experience more things while they were young. People pleasing. Every guy I know, heard "your happy wife, happy life." That's great unless your wife happens to be a walking psychopath. Cannot be happy. Me, in a calm voice, "Hun, you've been calling me and the kids F-word names for over 48 hours now, can you please stop? She's 3 years old, and you think it's okay to call her a piece of shit baby? Are you for real? Her, I can call her whatever I want. Fucking our tar daughter. What did you say? How dare you usurp my authority? Stomp, 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 I'm calling the police." Divorce. Me, takes kids to a different room to get away from her and locks door to be safe. Her, slams on door like horror movie, "Why is this door locked? Oh, you're going to molest them. I'm telling the police you molested our daughters." Divorce the bitch with a restraining order. Thinking you have more time. Not appreciating the moments you're in. Relationship inertia, especially in your 20s, can extend relationships that should only have lasted months and stretch them into years. However, it's not necessarily for bad reasons. Many of us understand that all relationships have ups and downs. Moreover, we have a value system of commitment to making a relationship work. That's great when a relationship has the proper foundation to be great, so long as two people are willing to do the work. The problem is that, when you're younger and inexperienced, you don't know how to tell good versus bad foundations from one another. I'm not talking about substantial red flags like abuse, infidelity, overall mistrust, or fundamentally different value systems. I'm talking about a relationship that is functionally fine but isn't the right fit for many more minor reasons. Unfortunately, many of us stay in those "this is okay" relationships because we don't know better. Or we feel like it will get better only to realize, in hindsight, this wasn't a great fit and never could be. Go to school, work, pay bills, die. Gambling traps. Vegas is good. Adulthood. My 6-year-old asked me if we could go to outer space. I told her yeah, but you have to work really hard to get there. Had to give the old "you can be anything you want to be" 1 to 2 punch. Waiting for life to begin. Not knowing the difference between confidence and cockiness. Having children. It's a huge, life-altering decision that people seem to make just so passively. High school kid, I need a job. Why? So I can pay for my car. Why do you need a car? So I can get to my job. Keeping up with the Joneses. Believing people when they say you're worthless. Believing in the American dream. Sometimes you need to quit a job with no notice and just get the F out. Student loan debt. Marriage. Getting married. That you have to have kids. News flash, it's not mandatory. You don't. Credit card debt and debt in general. Honesty, it's so unnecessary to have all these loans and debts to pay if you just save for a bit, and know when you can't afford something right now. Religion. Organized religion. Just take a effing melon baller to the part of your brain that you use for critical thought, and while you're at it, might as well throw 10% of your income into tithes so that your church can pad its tax-free trillions while encouraging you to live with less and not pursue opulence and wealth. Thinking it's Republicans versus Democrats when it's really the 1% versus the 99%. Believing the government, any government on earth, cares one iota about the people's interests in the decision-making process. Kids. Moving far away from family and social supports for a job or partner. Giving up those things is a huge move, don't make it lightly. Condemnation before investigation. Thinking you have time. Unplanned pregnancy. Parenthood. Having a few beers as a way to unwind after work. Once tolerance and addiction kicks in, it's a real struggle to get out. Always thinking that there will be a next time. Chasing pussy. Big holes in the ground covered by palm fronds. Gets me every time. Marriage. Why? You can love and stand by the human you choose without the government involved. You can still have and own things together, you can still have a lawyer and protect yourself. Do not tether. I truly believe that once you get married, it becomes an entirely different obligation. Having a bond without the marriage really means you're choosing to be there. You aren't obligated. Love has never needed contracts. Money needs contracts. Property needs contracts. Not your effing relationship. Marrying without a prenup. Religion. I do believe in God, but I don't tie myself to any specific religion. Credit cards. Bad relationships. Living to work. Social media. People spend hours of their lives wasted on social media. Especially websites like TikTok. People think watching a few seconds video won't take long until they realize they have watched hundreds of videos and it's hours later. Social media ruins people's lives. Please, if you read this, take at least one day a week off of any social media. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, even YouTube and Reddit. Just do anything else than browsing social media. Pipe dreams. You can find a job where you're perfectly happy and still enjoy your hobbies. Instead of forcing your hobbies to be your source of food, shelter, and warmth. I may have wanted to be a writer, but I'm perfectly happy programming and enjoying my hobbies on my own time. Kids. Marriage. Effing boat anchors on your life and wallet. Not expanding their worldview beyond their hometown or country. Traveling is significant other crucial to seeing different walks of life, whether domestic or international, and I feel like so many people restrict themselves to their little bubble. Religion. Quicksand. Telling themselves they can be happy without caring about money at all. I'm 39 and I'm still hung up on this. I outright hate the invention of money. If I didn't have to worry about it, I would volunteer or something anyway. What people fall into, and I did for a long time, was the belief that any career would make them a happy person, regardless of the pay. Not ending relationships and that need to end. It's okay to say goodbye. It's okay to close the book when you reach the last page. It's okay to let go of people who die, and it's okay to phase someone out of your life if they aren't good for it. Don't live your life on the tangential chance of something coming along that could make that relationship good. Waiting until later to make that call to a friend, send that card, text or email, to tell the people you love that you love them, then backing that up with real time spent with them, preferably in person if possible. Lost an amazing, dear friend to suicide in October, and only 2 weeks before that we were talking about visiting, but I didn't get on it right away, and now it will never happen. Marriage, overrated and an outdated concept. Was married 19 years, worst mistake of my life. Chasing money. Spending money. White picket fence. Thinking you can make a difference politically. Chances are your impact is going to be very small. If you're going to devote yourself to politics, at least realize that. Thinking you have to fill your calendar up with stuff to do, or you have to / should go to an event if you are available instead of saying no. Politics. Kids. Marriage. Having kids, buying 2 cars, and buying a house that you can't afford. That our thoughts, emotions, and perceptions are reality. They only seem real because we have a massive attachment and identification towards them. So much distortion. Doubling down rather than accepting that you made a mistake or were misled / misinformed / conned. Getting married / having kids too young. Recognizing the difference between this is a tough situation I need to work hard to overcome, and this is a tough situation I need to get out of as soon as possible. Some situations, like crappy jobs and relationships, are simply impossible to fix and will just make you miserable and cost you years of your life. Capitalism. Any system that relies on keeping the majority of the population desperately balancing on the precarious edge of destitution so that they will be willing to subject themselves to exploitation to be able to survive is nothing but a massively propagandized trap. Being bitter. Just let that shit go. You don't even have to radiate positivity all the time, just be less negative and try to be good to people in your life. That the government is there to take care of you. To make you feel better. Caring about what people think about you. Marriage. Society, at least where I live, expects people to be married by a certain age. I cringe when I hear a 20-something say they're getting married because it's time. Doing things because that is the way it's done. Do things you don't enjoy because that is what is expected of you. Not stopping to realize it is your life to live and you only get one. Having children because they feel they are meant to, or to fill a void. Or just to be lazy. Depression or fear it stop you from doing lots of stuff. Interior, Just being a bit miserable and feeling that changing anything is too much effort, so why bother? Mortgages and kids. Don't do it. Sunk cost fallacy. Breathing. Not doing what you want to do with your life. Doing what your parents want you to do. That they can't start over. Lots of people feel like if they do something, choose a career path, end up hating it, that they can't go back to school. That they can't quit and try something new. That they have to finish what they started. None of that is true. It's okay to try something, hate it, and quit. It's okay to try something new. The American dream. College. 9 to 5, marriage, babies, house, etc. Debt, marriage, more debt, kids, more debt, buying a house for wife and kids, buying a house debt, repairs for house debt, second car debt, credit card debt, IRS taxes, tax debt, it just goes on. No, it doesn't get any better. Oops, almost forgot, divorce debt. That's after you find out you've gotten a STD from former wife, fooling around while you're working overtime, to pay for all this debt. Lol. Ridiculous. Marriage. Thinking it's too late to try something new or to start a career. My grandfather was so old when he got to college, his nickname was Grandpa. He ended up becoming a very successful physician. He had so much money when he passed that a good portion of my family was in a major dispute over the inheritance. He always told me, it's never too late. And he proved that. Work. Wasting their lives working for evil overlords who only want to make the world a worse place for their own personal selfish gain. College. Caring about yours or other people's virginity. It messes with too many people's heads. Love. These all fall in the same vein, but being afraid of failure, not willing to practice, being unrealistic with goals. How this translates into real life? Well, yes, you are bad at math. To get better, you just need to practice. No, you probably won't get a Fields medal. Yes, it is still worth doing. Yes, you are bad at sports. To get better, you just need to practice. No, you probably won't go to the Olympics. Yes, it is still worth doing. Yes, your piano is god-awful. To get better, you just need to practice. No, you probably won't become a concert pianist. Yes, it is still worth doing. Everything that you ever wanted to get good at means accepting that you suck, practicing, and eventually getting better. People thinking that they're better than other people. Nobody is better than anyone else. Credit card debt. 29.99% compounding interest is no joke. Never putting real, intentional thought into what your values are and how to live them. Just going along with society/family expectations. Not setting standards with people because they can't tell the difference between judgment and discernment, respect and compassion. You can justify a lot of bad stuff from an underlying position of insecurity, but the people we allow into our lives reflect who we are and what we think we deserve. A lack of accountability to our own growth narrative will undermine us in everything. And there are legitimate reasons and circumstances that you can't do much about is the issue. I'd say not accepting that you need help to understand what is going on with your brain, health and behavior is the biggest, most impactful trap. Especially not taking support because you have slipped from victim into abuser via weaponized defense and fear. Unable to even allow for being wrong because you're pressurizing it all. College. I personally believe that it's a scam that rich scumbags manage to convince the rest of us peons that going into generations of debt to get a largely pointless degree is absolutely necessary to be successful, even though most people who get a degree wind up working a job that has nothing to do with their degree. For example, my sister spent 6 years majoring in theater and minoring in psychology, and yet, she's over $100,000 in debt. Back when the loan forgiveness was happening, she applied for it and the school just went FKU, pay up anyways, and she's working a dead-end job that just barely pays minimum wage. Meanwhile, the highest level education I got was my high school diploma as well as my CDL, and I'm making over twice what my sister makes. I'm currently transitioning from a part-time to a full-time position, so I'm going to be making even more here soon, with all my medical and retirement already covered because I made the smart decision to get a job with my city. On top of that, I also decided that I wasn't going to bother with college, so my total debt is currently at a grand total of FK all. TL, doctor, fuck college. Defining success based off money and your job. There's a term called midlife crisis for a reason. iPhone or any Apple product. They are a scam and you don't need to overpay because everyone else is doing it. One of life's biggest traps that people often fall into is the idea that they need to have all the answers and be in control at all times. This can lead to excessive worrying and stress, and can prevent people from enjoying the present moment and living a fulfilling life. It's important to recognize that no one has all the answers, and that it's okay to be unsure or to make mistakes. Instead of trying to control everything, it can be helpful to focus on what you can control and let go of the rest. Capitalism. Believing there is the one out there for you. Love is a choice and a daily action. Hot emotions fade with time, but conscious effort and desire keeps those emotions alive, even if they look different over the years to an outside observer. There are definitely bad matches out there, but searching for the one relentlessly is like looking at the possibly greener grass over the fence. Giving a F about what others say. From reading these comments alone, you already see the paradox. One person says do X not Y. And then the next says do Y not X. So in the end, no matter what you do or how you do it, it will always be wrong somehow. So stop listening and just do whatever. Crypto. Comparison is the thief of joy. Making babies. Hands down. Religion. Seriously, you can have as many imaginary friends as you want, but stop trying to make rules and laws based on what you think they say. If you like the video, hit that subscribe button for more content. I post every day and I'll see you next time with more stories.